Molweni guys. Uphilani lo. Today I just want to talk about Kaizer Chiefs, judging their performance on the past 3 games. What is it that the coach is trying to do? There is tactics. There are even other things that the coach wants to achieve, but I think the biggest one that Nabi through this preseason is trying to achieve and is probably emphasizing on it, or is looking at it, is trying to build it deeper. It's the player combinations. You would remember that when Nabi picked up Kaizer Chiefs from Kevin Johnson, he picked up a Chiefs that lost even the sense of belief. He picked up a Chiefs that had no identity. They didn't know the importance of each and every game. They were just in it for it. He picked up a Kaizer Chiefs that was far from being a team. It was like a bunch of players that are just there. I remember Usimpiwe Shabalala once said a statement that all the players that are at Chiefs at the moment are not bad. The biggest problem is they are not a team. So when Nabi came in, you could see that there are some elements, but you know, when you build a team under pressure to produce results, you don't get everything at the same time. It's either you get a team and you don't get results. So when he started to build deeper in terms of when you start to watch how Kaizer Chiefs performed in the Toyota Cup last season in Bloemfontein, you could see that even if they do something, they don't do it for 90 minutes. They would do it for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, it's not there. When they decide to play passes and a game that flows, they would do it for once, twice, and then it's disturbed. They lose focus. When they concede, they change their mentality. He complained about that a number of times, that when they conceded, he could see some demons of the past, which is sense of disbelief. Players didn't believe in themselves and all that. But you could see as the games were progressing that Chiefs is starting to have a little bit more of a sense of believing in themselves. And that should be given as a credit to Nabi. He made most of the boys to believe in themselves. As a result, they were able, as a proof that they believed in themselves, they went into Nedbank with the attitude of winning it. They had the attitude. You could pick it up that now there is a new attitude, there is a new belief within the players that we can win in Nedbank. Played a number of games in the Nedbank, but the approach, you could see that they knew that we won't win the league. We are far from winning the league, but we believe we can win a trophy. Nobody gave them a chance to win in Nedbank, but I believe they didn't win in Nedbank because they had the ability. They were the best team to win it. I would say Sundowns, Pirates, and even Stellenbosch were better teams to win it. But Kaizer Chiefs had belief. So last year, the whole last year, some people would say Nabi failed and what. But I think last year he spent most of his time working on the player psychology. It is only now that Nabi will start to introduce a little bit of a football sense, and maybe he may be aggressive because now the psychology of the players at Chiefs is different. The fact that they won Nedbank, the psychology with them is that we can win more. Once you win something with the players that were not winning for the longest of time, their psychology starts to be positive more and more and more. So you can pick it up that Nabi at Chiefs built a good psychology for the players. They've got good spirit. They know what they can do. Now, Nabi has moved from the psychological part of building the players and making them to understand what is needed from them, what they can do, what they have as players. And probably part of the psychological build up would be the understanding of the brand they are representing, because he commented on that as well, saying they don't understand how big is the club. Now, I think Nabi is moving into the second phase where he profiles players. A player profile is about looking at a player. Let's take an example, Roshin Dotli. You look at a player, look at his technical ability, you look at insight yake, you look at his personality, and you look at the speed of thought, the speed of doing things. Is he a quick person to learn things and do things in and outside the field of play? So that's how you profile a player. Like, let me profile Dudley himself. Dudley is a good center back. When we're off the ball, his insight of the spaces behind, spaces in front of him, who to pick, who to give space to, and pick the other spaces. He's a good defender aerially. He wins most of the aerial balls. He's a good communicator as well. Then, yeah, he's good as a good tackler as well. Good with 1v1s. We saw what he did to Ngota. Then you can go to when we on the ball. He's a good center back that you can use him to build. He can have the ball. He can play balls into tight spaces, can receive the ball into tight spaces and play it from a high pressure zone to a low pressure zone. He can be part of a team that plays with the ball, that has the ball. So that's how you profile players. Now, Nabi has profiled his players, and probably when we were off season, he was busy doing that with his technical team, or even during the season, last season. But this is what the preseason now is about at Chiefs. It's about combinations. We didn't see much of combinations last year. In each and every game, you would see that Mtutuzi Shabalala has performed that much. Sereno has performed that much. Lilepo has scored. Miguel has taken a red card for the team. You always had individuals that you can pick it, that one did that, that one did that, that one did that. That's how Chiefs was last season. But now Nabi is saying, let me build combos, combinations, and small groups of players. Now, the first combo that Chiefs is probably investing on is the combo of Miguel and Udodli. That's the combo that nobody can dispute, that it's a good combo, a good center-back pair, good partnership with both of them playing there. But now you have to have some good right back and left back for them that can be able to communicate across with them, which I believe Umonyane has established himself as a player that was needed at Chiefs, and he's probably going to play very well with Miguel and Udodli. And Umonyane, what I like about him is the speed. Because remember, Miguel is not the fastest, but he's a smart center back. So Umonyane is coming with that side. If you have Miguel on the right center back and you have got Umonyane on the right wing, right back, then you are probably going to make that side more formidable. Then on the left, it seems as if Coach Nabi has not figured out who's the best between Nkanyiso and Rivi. Which I think both of them will give you two different things. Nkanyiso has got the ability to be a midfield. So if you want someone to tuck in mostly into the mid, you are likely going to use Nkanyiso. But if you need someone who's just going to pick and be a defender and probably do give you that ability to go forward, but not that much, you are talking about River. So probably is looking at that back four combination, a back four that will be stable and solid and known that for as long they don't have red cards, for as long they don't have injuries, you are going to have River, you're going to have Ganyiso, or you're going to have Munyane and Dodley and Mikel. And the other thing that I saw about the back line is that the continuous changes of Eden McCarthy, Quinica, and I think there was also a DDC player there, is also looking at what if I don't have them, both of them, Dudley and your so-called Miguel. What are we going to do? So he's also looking at a backup, which is Eden McCarthy is lifting up his hand now, saying, I can be the backup. Remember. So with now Dudley still not yet fully recovered to go back into the field of play, Eden McCarthy seems to be doing well with Miguel. Then with the goalkeeping sitting at the back of his back four, so far so good. Peterson is one of, or is the best. Then the second group of combos is the midfield combo that Nabi is building on. What I've already picked up is that Nabi has picked Ungcobo and Ele as the base of the midfield that he wants to have. But I picked it that he's not sure whether Ethan Chislett should sit in front of them or he should put both of them in front of Mteto. Which is, if you talk about Mteto, you are going to say Mteto be a 6. Then let me have these two playing in front of you, which is you mop up, you do the dirty work, and then you give them the ball to play. Or you say to them, let's play Ngcobo and Cele a little bit back as a double 6, and then you put a creative player, Sereno, Mdu, or Ethan in front of them. Now, in most cases, when you play against sides that will give you a low block, that's ideal, that you don't have a 6 that will not play the ball, who's gonna be a destroyer. You just have these two, Ngcobo and Cele, then you play Ethan Chislett in front of him. Then, if you're playing now against the bigger sides, your Sundowns, your Stellenbosch, and your Orlando Pirates, you have to have a destroyer now. You are going to say, let me have Cele and Ngcobo, but let me have Mteto behind them. So I think that's the combo which I see Nabi is going to build on. The last one would be Nabi has to invest and look at who is likely to be the best 3 players that he would trust with the front. But with Ulilepo having shown all the signs of being what Nabi likes, I think is the first one in the base of that front 3 to be there. And I did feel like Nabi at some point, he doesn't want to let go of Umdu. He wants to use Umdu, even though he's not going to use him as a 10. So probably he's going to use Mdu, Lilepo, and Flavio. Or Mdu, Lilepo, and Sereno. Or Sereno, Lilepo, Flavio. Sereno, Lilepo, and Flavio. So there are those combinations. Once Chiefs finds those combinations early, maybe during this season, or in their first games, maybe let's say in the Toyota Cup, they start to play their best team, we'll be able to tell how far Kaizer Chiefs will go in the league. So that's what Nabi is trying to do at the moment with that preseason. And I think it's going right. That's the best preseason for Nabi ever. It's going the way he wants. He's getting exactly the combinations he wants. About George Matlo, Nabo Samkilo Zwana starting to show where they can come in when things don't go right between Ngcobo and Cele and Tetwa, Ngcobo, Cele and Chislett. You start to see the number of players that can come in and cover that space. So that's what Nabi is trying to achieve with a preseason. Thank you for listening this video this far, and I would like to ask you to please subscribe. Click the button below and subscribe and support me. Thank you very much.